the Wi-Fi with my thing.
Very descriptive.
My router.
You're in the room with your router, but you're wireless.
Yes.
Hey, Adam. There he is. Hi, Adam.
There it is. Okay. Sorry, my headset wasn't working.
We're live, though.
Oh, sweet. I love being live.
Yes,
Oh
you just hit the. I saw you pop up. I saw your little image, and I was like, got to hit the button right now, just in case we miss some gold.
Yeah, you don't want to miss any gold, any podcasting gold.
I only bring the platinum, boys.
Is that like some sort of like League of Legends joke?
No, I don't do League of Legends jokes anymore. That game's dead to me.
That game is what?
No
It's
lull.
dead to me. Dead to me.
Why is it dead to you?
I gotta fix this, man.
Baloney.
Yeah, we started. Hi. Goodbye.
Yeah, Short Attention Gamer 144 on the Trinity Force Network.
Is that what we're on?
We're on 144. Last week you guys did 143.
I'm surprised that you didn't say it was like 142 and a half or something. Just to spite.
Nah, it's fine. You can talk about TV shows. You can talk about subscriptions and stuff. That's fine.
Yeah, we did.
I know you did. That's why I'm saying you can talk about it.
We talked about how you physically went out and ran into a telephone pole just so you wouldn't have to do the show.
I bought a truck.
Okay, here we go.
I drove down the road,
Mm-hmm.
and then I hit a telephone pole that snapped, and then another telephone pole snapped.
Whoa.
And then I somehow got out of the car with live wires on top of the truck.
Okay.
And then took pictures and sent it to you guys just so I could really nail it. You know,
So
get
what was the end game here? Was it just to get back at me for joining? Is that what it is? Is it because we haven't done an episode since February?
No, I actually was really looking forward to last week, especially after I saw the picture that Todd posted.
Oh yeah, had a mic.
he had a mic, and what we've come to realize is that we have the same mic.
Yes.
Me too. Can I join?
Yes.
But that you're not actually using now.
but it's here.
Oh,
Look at that. It's like it's just dangling.
kind of sad.
Dangling.
Right.
Dangling.
Look there. Are we happy
there
now,
we go.
boys? For those of you listening to the episode, I have the same mic, which is the blue snowball. No, it's not the snowball. It's the Yeti, right?
The Yeti Blue. The Blue Yeti. All right. So we wanted to do an E3 show. When we used to do this, we did like an E3 show every night of the show itself. But I think we'll just wrap it up in one because you're lucky you got us here, right?
You remember what we did last year, Jim? What you and I did?
What?
Oh my gosh, it's only been a year, and I'm older than you. Come on, Grandpa. Do you remember?
Oh, we got a watcher saying hello. Hi, Steve. How you doing?
We did it live.
Hey,
We did it live
you know.
during-
Sorry, Todd. I mean,
Yeah.
totally interrupting your thought here. I want you to get back to it, but can you link me that live thing so I can throw it out on the Twitters?
I saved it I put it on Twitter, so you just got to look at where I put it on Twitter.
All right. Anyway, what did you guys do last year, Todd?
We
I
did
don't
it
remember.
live. We watched the PlayStation when Sony had a press conference. We watched it live and did the show.
No, that wasn't that long ago, was it? Because I remember doing that, but I didn't think that was E3. Was it real?
Oh, you're right. No, or did we try to do it during? No, you're right. We did it in December. Never mind. That was gaming. That was a game. That was the Game Awards.
The Game Awards.
Yep. Never mind. I dreamed it. Yeah, it was the Game Awards.
Maybe that's something we should do. I was watching Giant Bomb do their talking over the press conferences, and those were quite enjoyable.
Yes. They are funny. They're in fact tonight during dinner, the kids and I, because Cameron likes it, but Delaney, I forced her to watch that one for Nintendo, the talk over to the Nintendo press conference.
Yeah. Which one was there? Was one of them that I sent my daughter to bed before, and I was watching it on my television, and she, of course, came downstairs because that's what they do.
Mhm.
And to get a drink of water, or my throat hurts, or something like that. And she told me after going upstairs, I brought her back upstairs. She's like, Dad, why are the games that you watch so violent? I saw somebody get their head cut off. I was like, oh, thanks.
And then did you explain it, or did you just say go to bed?
I said go to bed.
Oh, okay. I'll explain that in the morning.
Don't worry about it. It's just video games. People like violence. That's why.
Just go to bed, or I'll get my battle axe. I mean, just go to sleep.
Well, I found it funny to watch the Microsoft press conference and violence everywhere, which doesn't bother me, but bleeping curse words. And I thought, why? What's the point? I mean, I can tell what they're saying, and blacking out when somebody flips somebody off.
Yeah.
I can see it. Just stop.
Because
already.
Kids watch the show, Todd.
But kids also watch the Mortal Kombat fatalities, but they're okay with that. But they're not okay with somebody. I'm sorry, Adam.
No, I really want to make some comments, and I can't because I'll offend people. And I already had to remove the political discussion from the Trinity Force Network Discord this week because there was issues. And I really want to make some comments, but I'm just gonna leave it.
Okay. Well,
just know that I have some really good content brewing up in my headspace right now that I just can't say.
I found it odd, and that's fine. And I thought that there were the funny thing was, you get away from the Microsoft press conference and you get to the Ubisoft press conference, or you get to the EA press conference, and they don't care. I mean, they say whatever they want. And even last night, what was last night? Ubisoft and Bethesda. That was the other one where they say whatever they want. So, Square Enix, even there they were saying whatever they wanted.
They're just different, probably cultures, right? Like Microsoft tries. I mean, I know Square Enix wants to be family friendly and all that, but maybe Microsoft is just their culture.
Yeah, I guess. But I was surprised at that particular issue. I think I've seen, and I want to ask you guys. So let me start first. I'll tell you which ones I've seen. I watched a little bit of the EA Play stuff on Saturday. I watched the Microsoft press conference. I watched the Bethesda press conference, the Ubisoft press conference, Square Enix, and Nintendo. So I guess I've seen all of them.
It's a lot of press conferences.
I saw all of them, but EA.
Okay.
Because I was at a party during EA watching children swim in a pool shaped like a kidney.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And the EA one wasn't really a press conference as much as it was just an opportunity to show gameplay for some of the games. And it was long. I mean, it wasn't something you wanted to sit down and watch, and I didn't. I was doing other things at the same time. So
yeah, the only thing there really was Fallen Order, right? That was the new hotness. Right? You talking? Hello?
Oh, we're here.
I'm talking.
We're here. No, it's just I have nothing to say about Fallen Order, to be honest with you.
Wow. Yeah, all right. Well, Fallen Order looks like it kind of weak, actually. It looks neat, but also kind of too much like Dark Souls, for my opinion, for my tastes. I'm not into those games. So
yeah, I'm just not into Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars at all. I don't like the original trilogy. I don't like anything. I don't like Star Wars. I'm sorry. Not you guys. Yeah. There's people out there going, how can you not like that? I just don't like Star Wars. So just, it is what it is.
So you didn't, I thought that the trailer, so we're talking about the trailer for the Star Wars game that EA is putting out.
Fallen Order. It's a Respawn game.
Yeah.
Same guys that did Titanfall.
I thought some of the look of some of that looked pretty amazing. The facial expressions on some of those characters, I don't know. I thought it looked pretty good.
It's kind of weird that they had Forrest Whitaker in there.
I thought that was awesome, and even his mannerisms and his facial expressions.
And then he was Spider-Man, and he shot his web up and then flew away.
So you bring up Forrest Whitaker, and this brings up a funny.
Okay, here we go. I don't know where we're going, but I can't wait.
I was sitting down talking to my wife today about E3, and she honestly, we didn't get to watch any of them, so we just went back and looked at all the trailers and just kind of caught up on all the games that are being released. And she started bitching to me and saying that she doesn't like that actors are now coming into video game space at all. She didn't like that Forrest Whitaker was there. She doesn't like that Keanu was coming in. Who else? There's another one in Days Gone. Is it Days Gone or is it Last of Us? I don't remember. I can't remember her name, but yeah, she's getting upset. She tells me that she wants to keep the medium separate, get actors out of here. We don't want actors in our games, keep the medium separate. And, and I was like, well, I mean, they're actors for a reason, right? Like, wouldn't it be good to bring them in there? Cause don't they bring some kind of prestige to video games and whatnot? And no, she's like, kind of like this purist. I want video game actors and I want movie actors. And I thought that was an interesting take on the video games and the releases now with more and more actors kind of like stepping into the fold.
Well, go ahead, Jim.
So the new Avengers game specifically, I actually liked the fact that I recognized a couple of the voice actors, because actually that was like the only thing that got me excited for that game. So I've been listening to the Critical Role podcast, and Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey are two of the main voice actors for that show. So both of them are playing characters within the new Avengers game, which, so have they released any actual gameplay for that yet? Because the stuff that they showed during Square Enix's press conference was not good.
No, it's just a movie style trailer. There's no video game yet.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. Then they turned around and did the interview with the characters or the people playing the characters, and that made me even less impressed.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I've been trying to expand my horizons in terms of my social consciousness, and what I noticed immediately was that, man, they played it completely safe with Avengers. They picked the exact Avengers that you knew that they were going to pick. None of them are people of color. And like Black Panther everyone loves Black Panther right now. So why didn't they pick him? He's like one of the original Avengers. And instead they went, with the ones from the movies. And then they don't even make them look like the people from the movie.
I was going to ask, did they not get the trademark or whatever for the likeness of the actor?
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't spend the money to make, Tony Stark looked like Robert Downey Jr., right? I'm sure that didn't happen. But if you're not going to do that, then maybe go in a different direction, right? Maybe pick somebody else. This is supposed to be something that's a whole new story. Crystal Dynamics' own take on Avengers. And they went exactly where you thought that they were going to go in terms of the roster, right?
It looked to me like they got the rights to Avengers when they did the first Avengers movie, and it's taken them this long to pull things together. And now we're at a point where there are other people that you could put into the movie, but they're still way back with the first Avengers movie, and the ones that were really the key superheroes in the first Avengers movie. And I think that we're past that now. I think in a lot of ways.
We're way past that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way past that. And Steve is mentioning in the chat that he's like, at least the expansions and additional characters will be added with no extra charge. But I don't even know what this game is right now. It very well could be like a Division style 4-player co-op game. But like this game has been in development forever and they didn't show it. Right. Yeah.
Steve's right, though. I mean, that was the thing. So they showed the gameplay, then they showed the interviews with the people playing the characters, and then they talked about what Steve just mentioned, and that was the only thing that made me think, okay, they are trying to have a long tail on this game, and I'm good with that if the gameplay is fun. Division 2 has a long tail. They're trying to most of these games have.
Oh my God, Division 2. So Adam, you were talking about that last night, or last week, and I know you're like into endgame stuff, but you guys are so far past where I am in Division 2. I think we just hit level 18.
Oh wow, you have like not played at all.
Yeah, so we play literally once a week. Every Wednesday we get together and play co-op only.
Is it because you're role playing?
Yes.
Are you role playing those characters?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
We use voices.
Awesome.
Which one of you are you? Do you have a woman on your team, or is one of you role playing one?
No, we do not have a woman on our team. No. JJ is actually one of our players, and I think actually he has played ahead, and so has Curtis. But myself and one of the other guys, we're just playing as as we just play together, and it's a ton of fun. The game itself.
Yes.
But in terms of what they showed at E3 for what they're going to do with the Vision over the summer and into next year, looks great. I mean, going to the zoo looks awesome, and then the third expansion. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to New York, right?
Yeah, the last expansion is New York in December, I think, or at least in the late winter or late fall, early winter.
Right.
Yeah. And then Pentagon is the second one, I think. So I'm totally in for all of that stuff. That sounds great.
Yeah. Well, then you'll get up to where Adam is. Well, probably not. Adam, how many hours? You got 200 hours now, Adam?
No, I've still got only about 115, 120. I haven't played very much. I actually jumped into a game from 2013 this last week, so that's where I'm at.
I haven't played very much.
Yeah,
with 150 hours into the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Well, yeah, we get to go back to New York. We get to go, we get to do this, we get to do that and stuff. All of it doesn't mean anything to me if they don't fix their loot problems. And if you want to hear what I said about loot things, go back to last week's episode.
Yeah, so I think you and I are playing this game a little bit differently.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
And which that's great. I'm getting the fun with friends at a very slow pace, while you are min-maxing everything because, to be honest, I think that's how you play all video games.
That's just how I play games. It just really is how I play them. But okay, so speaking of min-maxing or games that we're going to play differently, we have to talk about Cyberpunk at some point before the hour's up.
Okay.
And I'm just
let's do it right now.
I'm just going to do it right now.
Do it. Okay. Cyberpunk.
I don't know anything about this game at all. I was actually playing League of Legends pretty heavily. And, I'm going to put it this way. For those of you out there who didn't follow the other podcast, I did League of Legends really hard. And then I kind of took a 6-month break where I started playing other video games again. And it's been great. I love it. I just don't know why I should care about Cyberpunk, because I did not pay attention at all when Cyberpunk was it was talked about a year ago, right? Like I think I saw it on Reddit every once in a while. People were going nuts. And then of course now there's Keanu, and I'm like, no. So make me care.
That's not my job. My job is not to make you care about this game.
Okay, tell me about the game and why people care.
I don't know. It's the reason why people care is because it's CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, I was gonna say pedigree a little bit.
And it's all because people love The Witcher 3.
Yes.
The look of Cyberpunk is really cool. I like how it looks. It seems like they're doing some interesting things, but that was all cinematic stuff. Like I don't know. Is it Deus Ex? I don't know.
I think it's going to be more than that. I think that you have a pedigree of CD Projekt and role-playing games, and they have done a great job in that kind of dark fantasy world. And so they're bringing over their knowledge and their ideas and their storytelling into a dark sci-fi world. And I think people are excited about that, and seeing what they can do in a completely different world than what they've done for their last 3 games. And so, that's why I'm excited about it. I would like to see more gameplay. It would help me understand where they're going with the game a little bit more.
I can't get excited about games at E3 if you don't show me gameplay.
Yeah,
seeing Keanu is cool, completely. But if you don't show me some bit of I take that back. Breath of the Wild 2. I'm super excited about Breath of the Wild 2. Yeah. Right, that's announced, but that's because Breath of the Wild was phenomenal.
Adam, it's the sequel to Breath of the Wild. It's not Breath of the Wild 2.
I don't give a rat's butthole what it is. Okay,
he's trying really hard, Jim.
Language.
Jim, he's trying hard.
I did try hard. Why do you think I did not say other language? Okay, I'm trying here, Jim. I mean, you can mark it down. That's about 17 minutes in if you really want to.
I would contend that butthole is just as bad as rat's ass, but that's me.
Anyway, so Breath of the Wild 2, because I'm going to continue to call this. I'm hyped for that because the first game was awesome, and Nintendo usually, I can't say Nintendo really does sequels terribly. Like they're generally pretty good. Show me something like Cyberpunk. Yeah, CD Projekt Red did some cool stuff in the past, but that doesn't mean it's going to be great in the future because you're not showing me anything. There's been other games. I don't know. I've always just kind of fall back to like Duke Nukem Forever, right? Like they finally released it. They talked about it for E3s, and then it was just this garbage game. And I'm sorry, that kind of like killed it for me all future E3s and not showing me gameplay.
Didn't they dated Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah, it's April 2020.
Yeah. So I think we'll probably see. I bet you we'll see some more gameplay in the fall, and then I bet there is gameplay at the Game Awards.
I think seeing it at PAX East.
I mean,
Isn't
there's
that coming up?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
There's possibility that there's going to be some extra stuff that comes out of a lot of these games from the show floor itself at E3. But you know, I get that they only have a few minutes to show each game at these press conferences, but I agree that you really kind of need to show some gameplay. One thing that kind of like jumped out that, hey, you showed some gameplay and maybe you shouldn't have, was the Battletoads remake.
Oh no, you should have shown it. That was awesome.
Oh, here we go.
I want to get it for me and my kids.
No, it looked terrible. Oh,
is it look terrible because it's not original Battletoads, like dark and gritty, and it's more like, it reminds me of a lot of the not Bethesda. Who does it? Oh shoot, who does Castle Crashers?
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but yeah, I see the similarities there.
Who does it? The Behemoth.
But it looks bad.
But what looks bad about it? It looks like a couch beat 'em up that's a side scroller.
Yeah.
You know what it really reminds me of? Ninja Turtles 2 for the NES. Where you get everybody on the screen and they all just come out and you beat them up and you go to the next screen, you keep doing it. That looks like a lot of fun.
They're releasing a new Streets of Rage game. That looks good. This does not look good.
You're not telling me why though. You're just saying it doesn't look good.
In terms of I hate the art. I hate the art style of this new Battletoads game. It doesn't look good. It looks like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and those look like garbage. So
I think we're far removed from the point where we're getting the gritty Battletoads, and now most games are going to cater to, like you said, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style, because that's the type.
Good.
My kids watch those type of shows when they watch TV. You know, like these overly animated arts. I don't know how you would say it. These overly animated
Teen
shows.
Titans Go.
Oh yeah, they love it. They love Teen Titans.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah. What else? So we're bouncing around a lot, but one thing that kind of like jumped out at me was Blair Witch. Did you guys think that kind of came out of nowhere?
It did, and it surprised me. And Cameron and my son and I watched a lot of these press conferences together, and what we both watched that, and both of us looked at each other and said, "Alan Wake." Because we kind of got that impression that's maybe what we were going to see, but
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so we were kind of surprised when it turned out to be what it was, but it had that kind of look of a story that's kind of surreal, that takes you in a place that you're not expecting, and it had that same kind of art style. But who knows?
Yeah, the in terms of the reveal for that, when I was watching it, you're right. It felt very familiar, and I did get an Alan Wake vibe from it. Totally.
I miss Alan Wake,
but they're never making it too. So back to the other one. But when they got to the scene where the guy's holding the camera and he walks into the cabin and that dude was facing the wall, I was like, oh my God, this is Blair Witch. How is this possible? And then they zoomed out and it was like the
symbol
of the forest
carved into the forest. I was like, oh my, that's a good reveal. I really like that they did that with Blair Witch.
So, okay. Or if you have something else to go on Blair Witch, Todd, go for it.
No, I was
actually got a seg. I got a seg here, right?
Oh,
Blair Witch kind of did it look like it had some sort of time loop mechanic going on with it, or was that just me? Did it?
Probably hard to tell. I mean, I'm not
sure.
I think that it like started with one thing and then went back with it
because the camera. When he dropped the camera, I kind of got that impression that he was going through the motion again.
I see what you're saying, because every time we dropped the camera, it came to a new style or a new location, right?
I see that.
And I think that's like a theme right now. 12 minutes kind of picked up on that also.
I thought that looked really interesting.
Yeah, that looks cool. That was is that Annapurna? Is that who that was?
Yes.
And then there was another game it was another freaking cinematic. Oh geez, what was the name of that one? Drawn a blank. It was, I think, at Bethesda's conference, where they had the two like assassins that were fighting each other, and you got to play It was the Arcane Studios game. I can't remember the name of it.
That looked excellent. And they
Outer Worlds or Ghostwire Tokyo?
Neither.
Okay. I was just looking up Bethesda games. I couldn't figure out which one you were talking about.
Of course, yeah. And this is interesting. Deathloop.
Yes.
Deathloop is what it's called.
Wait, why are you bringing up Bethesda and not talking about Doom Eternal? Because that's all that matters.
Because I didn't play Doom 2016. I should.
Oh my God.
I know I should play Doom 2016, but I didn't.
It was good.
My wife bought it for my birthday, and I remember I ran downstairs and I plugged it in. I think I beat it in over the course of 2 days, and it was just. I love being able. What I look for in all this type of games, if I can put my headphones on and just be immersed into like the music and like I'm a rock music guy. That's all it was. That's all I needed. Rock music and shooting people in the face.
Yeah,
boom. It drove it. So I'm looking forward to the new Doom one too.
That's another game that seems like it's going to have a long tail too. I mean, they're trying to do things to add to that game over the course of several months, a year. I'm not sure, but it looks interesting.
And
what happened there, Adam? I'm looking at you, looking at the bottom of a glass. Are you sad?
I pulled yes, I am sad one. No, look, this is my own homebrew that I'm drinking. And there's something in the bottom of my glass. You probably can't see it. You can't see it.
You had a little pinhole in there, and you were sad because it all went away so fast.
I'm going. I can run upstairs and pull one from my keg, but I'm not going to. I'm going to sit here and talk to you guys.
Oh, good.
I'm probably
earlier. And we don't have to talk about it right now, but at some point, I want to know what you all have seen that is, because Cameron was asking me earlier, what is the thing you've seen that is your favorite thing? And we don't have to do it now; we can do it at the end. But
that sounds like a perfect thing for the end.
Okay, because I want to know.
What I want to do is I want to get Wolfenstein Youngblood and play that co-op.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the other remakes of Wolfenstein, so I guess I'm on the opposite boat of you.
Those are really good. I recommend you play those. Those are good. But Youngblood is co-op, and I didn't realize it. It's $30.
It looks so good. And it comes out
comes out next month. July.
That's crazy. I'm excited about that one.
Commander Keen looks dumb.
Okay.
I liked the fact that they had. I'm sorry, what?
It's not your game of show?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I like the fact that they brought the name back, but then it was a mobile game and it looked real bad.
I felt sorry for the person. I don't know her name. She was selling it hard and she was doing her best. And I was like, I want to like this game, but just because of you. And I felt that way. Honestly, I felt that way a lot during the press conferences and during this E3. Is I want to like these games a lot of times because of the people that are making them, because they seem so invested in those games and so invested in their work. The Bethesda, one of my staff members and I had her watch that opening part of Bethesda where the employees of Bethesda were talking about how much they enjoyed the games and how much they cared about the people that played the games, just because I thought that was really intriguing. I mean, I liked what they were trying to do. I think it's harder to do for video games than it would be for a place like where I work, but I think there are takeaways. And so I like that. And I saw that a lot with a lot of the press conferences. Todd Hollingsworth.
Holland.
Huh?
Todd
Howard. I'm not even close. Todd Howard. I mean, he was trying to be as transparent as possible. Hey, we had issues with Fallout 76. You stuck with us. I appreciate it. Thank you. And he wasn't the only one. There are a lot of developers doing the same thing.
And with Fallout 76, they actually are trying to fix it.
Absolutely.
In a way that actually really makes sense. Like the way they're explaining it, it's like, oh, the vault just opened up and it was just you guys. Now there's a whole bunch of people that are trying to settle. So now we're adding these NPCs to the game. And hey, I'm considering going into Fallout 76 when they add that stuff, because
I still have the game, so I'm open to playing. I want to play it, and I haven't yet, but they're making me want to play it.
And it's all free. Like, that stuff is free too.
They're taking a page from the No Man's Sky handbook of how you develop and how you continue to work on a game after it's been put out for a year. And now, what, 2 years? No Man's Sky's been out for 2 years, or is it 3 years now?
I think 3.
Yeah. And
yeah, I'm sorry. You don't win me. You don't win. If I was to buy the game, you don't win me back after a year, right? Because you got to win me within a couple months of launch. I'll give you some time to work out maybe a little extra kinks. But if you're basically giving me a beta and then a year later going, all right, thanks for doing the beta and paying for it, now here's how the actual game is played, I've moved on. I don't care anymore.
Adam, I mean, everybody is doing that same thing now, and that's the challenge. Is all of these developers are creating games and saying, it's almost like the old adage, well, we'll fix it in post. And so they're all working on fixing it in post, but not, within a couple of weeks or months, but in a couple of years. And so I'm struggling here with how you handle that situation.
I don't play the game, right? Like,
okay.
I bought Division. Division was awesome off the get-go, and it has a lot of problems near the end game, but there was enough content in between to keep me, occupied. Like I said last week, there was at least 6 hours of gameplay in between here in World Tier 5, if not a ton more. So I got my $60 worth out of it. But if you're going to dump me into some kind of open world RPG style looter shooter, and there's nothing really for me to do in the first 6 hours, I've lost my money, and I've lost my trust in you as a company. I don't like that the companies are doing this. I don't like that I am a guinea pig, and the only way, like we've said, we tried to fight it with DLC, for example, back in the day. Don't buy the DLC, they'll stop doing it. Well, that didn't work. So the only thing I can do is fight with my wallet. And hopefully eventually people will understand that we don't want unfinished games. That's the point I was trying to get to here, and it just came back to my head, is like Apex Legends. I know that game is starting to go down the tube, and it's because developers released an awesome game out of the box, but then didn't do very well when it came to like the first year battle pass and everything, and it's losing a ton of people, and the balance has sucked as well.
Now, and I agree with what you're saying, but when I watched that part of the EA press conference, I was intrigued. They made me interested in the second year of the battle pass. So I don't know, but you're right. I mean, so we're coming at it from different perspectives, which I think is interesting. I'm like, give them a pass this time around, and you're right. Maybe that's not the way to look at it, but I guess when it's so easy to work on fixing a game and making it better, and you can download and fix that much easier than you could even 5 years ago, maybe I stick with them and see what happens. I don't know.
And to be fair, I don't think this obviously isn't a problem with the fans and the people playing the games. And I don't think a lot of blame goes on the people for buying into pre-orders or playing games early, but so much more is the game industry and how the game industry has turned. You see the news every day coming out of, with Polygon and everything, how these game studios are treating their employees and yada, yada. And really a lot of that needs to come back and get changed before we have some significant, other significant change. So, as much as you or I are going to talk about this and how we view things, I don't think we're going to be able to make the change as much as the people that are actually developing them and, try to unionize and whatnot. Right.
We probably need to start with the man in the mirror, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you can start with.
After you make that change, Michael Jackson said it, and it's true. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. I'm looking at him right now. Change it. If I do it, if I change my ways, maybe they'll change their ways too. Make that change.
Yeah, you got to show the developers you're not going to give into their crap.
A lot of my concern is this whole games of service thing, because I only have so much time to devote to games right now, and Division 2 is my games as a service thing. But even that, like, I'm not in it like you are, Adam, right? I don't care if they update as frequently. But going forward, Breakpoint, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, that's going to be a games of service game. It's right up my alley. I really want to play it, but I'm not going to play both Division 2 and Breakpoint.
Sure. But as long as you get something out of it, I don't know if there's a difference, and maybe I'm looking at this incorrectly, but I feel like Division 2 kind of did it right. They came out of the box, they came out of the gate swinging or bucking, or however you want to say it, right?
Strong. They had a strong first showing, yeah.
Yeah, and then the end game might be a little weak, but there's a lot of people playing that are like you, Jim, or like Todd, who are, you know, not stuck, but are playing anywhere between level 12 and World Tier 3. There's not a whole lot of people that are actually World Tier 5. There was people already making a fuss a week into the game that there was nothing to do at World Tier 4 because I had already hit it and stuff. And it's like, dude, I'm just enjoying what this is, and I'm still stuck here. You know, it's strong, it does well, and if more games service can do it that way, where I can still get my $60 worth out of the gate from anywhere from 6 to 20 hours, right? Phenomenal. Yeah. I'll buy into it. But if you're gonna give me something like Fallout 76 that's just straight garbage, then we need to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Those are I agree with you. I feel the same way about Division 2. I feel like they gave me something. You know, you put 100+ hours in, I put 50+ hours in. For me, that's a lot. I mean, the only other game I've done that with in the last couple of years, Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Kingdom Hearts,
and soon to be Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
So can we just talk about that just for a hair?
Oh, I would love to.
Is that game actually episodic like they originally said?
They didn't mention that. They didn't say anything about that.
Oh, I see what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it is a $59 game, or $60 game, so I don't see how.
With 2 Blu-ray discs of content.
I don't think it's episodic.
There's no way. You can't remake the game and make me pay $60 for every disc, right?
Exactly.
The only thing that they showed was that first area, what is it? Midgard, the city, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it looks I think it looks great. I think they did a lot of really neat things to make sure it wasn't just Final Fantasy 7 with a new coat of paint on it.
Yeah.
I like that they have a more action-based combat system, but still have the ability to like apply, you know, your special moves in kind of like a more tactical way.
Mm-hmm.
It looks wonderful.
Yeah.
In terms of visuals, sound looks great. The only thing I really didn't like was Barrett's voice. I thought it was weak. But I think that's pretty common with like all of Square Enix's Japanese games. So just like the localization, they don't get right in terms of the American voices.
Sure. Yeah, I guess you always expect him to have a far deeper voice, right?
Yeah, but he sounded phony. He didn't sound like a Terry Crews style guy. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Game right now. If somebody, I know you guys aren't big fans of pre-orders. I am. Because I like to go ahead and pre-order and then I completely forget that I did. And it's like magical that it shows up. Walmart has it for $49 right now, instead of $59.
Oh,
there you go.
I won't pre-order it. Yeah, I don't pre-order games. I'll just grab it today.
I do to counter your non-pre-orders, Adam.
This goes back to voting my wallet. I don't pre-order games. You need to show me it's good. I'll buy it. I don't need to buy it on the day of.
I do.
That's great, Todd.
I need it. I need it on the day of.
I like the zeitgeist. I like being a part of what, you know, and that's what always pisses me off about other.
Whoa, potty mouth.
How is that potty mouth? Is that as bad as rat's ass? Because
that's what always rat's asses.
Where's my bleep button? Where's my bleep?
I don't have it.
Okay, that's what always annoys me about other podcasts. You know, the one thing I love, Giant Bomb's podcast. It's the only one I listen to every single week. But the one thing that annoys me is when they talk about you're part of the problem if you pre-order. Well, I can't be a part of the conversation because you're getting the game for free. You're able to talk about the game. You're able to play the game. I'm supposed to wait an extra week until after you play the game and tell me, yeah, it's good. No, it's bad. So I would rather have the opportunity to be a part of the zeitgeist, be a part of the conversation myself, rather than waiting for them to tell me when I can be a part of the conversation. And that's how I feel when somebody tells me don't pre-order, it's bad for the economy. Well, if it's bad for the economy, if it's bad for the gaming economy, then figure out another way to solve that problem, because I'm going to continue to do it. That can be a part of the conversation.
Hey Todd, I pre-ordered Division 2.
I knew you did. I knew you were excited about that game. And I know we all pick and choose. I don't pre-order every game, but there are games that I know I'm going to play. And so why not go ahead and buy the game and have it show up day one, and I can play it and I can be a part of the conversation and talk about it with everyone else.
I understand that. I do it based on principle, because I don't want to show other people that pre-ordering is good, and you can give me an unfinished game. And yeah, I could go spend $10 less and get Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I don't know. I can't get myself to pre-order it. If someone's going to pre-order it, my wife can pre-order it for me, and then it shows up. Then I didn't do it.
And that is very nice. And I respect her for doing that for you. That is a good spouse.
Well, she bought me Spider-Man and the Pokemon game, and I'll end up getting Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Pokemon. Let me talk about Pokemon.
Okay,
it's 2 days. It comes out 2 days before my birthday, so I always get a Pokemon game on my birthday. So there's
a problem with Pokemon, Adam. Did you hear it?
No. That you can't collect them all? Yes.
You can't collect them all, Adam.
You can collect some of them.
Collect them some. Collect some.
A random amount of Pokemons.
I don't think they've come out and said how many of the 815 or something like that they have available. But it's only Pokemon that are in the Galar region Pokedex.
Yeah.
So it's weird too, because this is a console release, so you'd assume that they'd go all in and just include them all.
Well, they're going all in. We have raids now. We now have multiplayer Pokemon where we can do raiding.
But I don't think that's what most people look for. Full stop. I don't get Pokemon video games. Okay, I've tried Pokemon XY back in the day when it first came out on 3DS, and I was like, why do people like this game? And then only recently I started getting it because my kids started watching Indigo League on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, that kid Ash is picking one of 3 Pokemon to start off his journey. That's just like the video game. Oh. So the kids are playing out the video game, or playing out the TV show in the game itself. And I think that's kind of what tied everything together at that point. And as soon as I saw that, I bought what's the other, Sun and Moon for my 2 daughters.
Ultra Sun and Moon.
Ultra? I don't know.
Yes.
It was the 3DS versions.
Yes, there's Sun and Moon, and then there's Ultra Sun and Moon.
I don't think it was Ultra.
Oh, you done goofed.
I don't know. Whatever. I bought them because I was like, hey, here you go. Try the Pokemon. They played it for a while, but now they're all like, my son is playing Pokemon X, and my daughters have restarted Sun and Moon because they each have a copy, and they're loving it because they can all tie it to the TV show. They have the book of all, the one that was the released with the 809 Pokemon in it, and it's not with the new ones in it, but like to the point where when it gets to the show and they say, who's that Pokemon? And they just have the silhouette. My daughter goes, oh, that's Bulbasaur. I was like, what? Okay.
I'm 33 years old. I can do that. So I get it.
It hit at the wrong time for me. It came out right when I probably should have enjoyed it and liked it, but I was interested in other things at the time.
You're 10 years my senior, right?
I am 41 right
yes, now. So yeah, 8 years. Okay, I guessed right, roughly. So I guess that makes sense because I was in middle school when Pokemon hit. So that was like it was like 7th, 8th grade. So 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I don't remember which year, but yeah. So yeah, they hit about the right time for me.
Yeah, but so you can't catch them all, but that game still looks cool, and I'm probably gonna get it for my kids.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch it and say, no, that's not how you do it. Give me the controller.
Even my college age son thought it looked interesting. That's the first one I've looked at and said, okay, that looks interesting. Before that, I was like, yeah, I've never been able to get into a Pokemon game. But I'm 20 years your senior almost, Adam. I could be your dad. Daddy Todd.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I'm in, and I'm definitely in with the Switch because the job that I work for now, I travel 10 to 15% of the time. So having a Switch is nice. We can go back in the whole Switch conversation, and being able to play Pokemon is always fun. I played through Pokemon Sun and beat that. I collected the shiny charm. I started shiny hunting. I collected both Pokedexes and filled that out. Like I did it all when that came out a couple years back. 2016, I think is what it was, or 15. Anyway, I tried to play the Pokemon Switch. What's the one? The Pokemon Go for the Switch.
Let's go Eevee.
Yeah, and I got most of it, but I kind of got bored because it's not Pokemon, right? It's Pokemon Go.
Simple. Yeah.
So I didn't really, I played up to a point and just quit and haven't touched it again. But I'm excited to now have a new, like, more traditional style Pokemon game. And Jim, like you said, I play all games for min-maxing, and so I definitely am playing Pokemon that way with maxing EVs and egg hatching and all that kind of garbage. So it speaks to me on a level that kids can play it and do really well, and then of course you can take it to the extreme and min-max if you want to.
So Adam, when Tamagotchis were a thing back when you were probably
I had a Tamagotchi. I was like sixth grade.
I would think that you would have about 10 Tamagotchis and min-max those Tamagotchis to when they're hatching, and you would like have one in each pocket, and you would know when they were getting ready to hatch, or you'd have them around your neck on necklaces, like Mr. King Tamagotchis.
No, I did not do that. Primarily because what was sixth grade? I think sixth grade was about the time of Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, that was really what kicked off the min-maxing was Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, that makes more sense. So when can I ask? I'm going to just keep asking this question, and at some point when we're close to the end of the show, you guys will answer it. What was the game of show? What was the game you were like, oh, I can't wait to play that game?
So, I mean, we're still talking about Nintendo here, Todd.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to keep asking it. I know at some point you'll answer it. But what? Okay, so with Nintendo, what else are we going to talk about?
Animal Crossing coming out next year.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
You're not. The new Contra game looks really dumb.
Yes, I felt the same way.
Road Core.
Yeah.
What are they doing? That's dumb. Aside from those, I think I wanted to buy everything that they showed.
Yeah. I assume that you felt like Nintendo had the best press conference of everyone. I'm assuming that's what you're saying.
I think so. I think they showed a lot of good stuff. I'm not as into the Smash stuff that everyone else is, but I thought I loved the banjo reveal. I thought that was I was watching at my desk while I was eating lunch, and I kind of burst out laughing when they did that. That was really good. What else? Panzer Dragoon came out of nowhere. I don't know. That's like a remake of that game. That's kind of cool.
What about the Resident Evil remakes?
That's all right. People are. I mean, the Switch is becoming a place to throw older games and remakes. Like even Witcher 3 is going to be on the Switch. So yeah, cool, I guess. Collection of Mana, that looks interesting, but it's $40.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm willing to spend that.
No.
On Collection of Mana. Maybe when it was on sale. But Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, good.
I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game, and I think I'll start there.
I think my kid rage quit the 3DS version. I don't know. I remember him getting really mad about it and then like never playing it again. So that's about the Luigi's Mansion I got.
What was the release? Did they give a release date for Luigi's Mansion?
I didn't see.
I was in the middle of a conference call trying to watch that at the same time. It was hard.
It says release date 29th sometime this year. So it's
okay.
This year. And if anybody, just to hold on 1 second. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, there's a website called e3recap.com that does a really good job of actually showing like it's you can sort it by press conference, what games were showed at which platforms. It's a really good resource in terms of checking out like everything.
What about Spyro?
That's a game.
Spyro Reignited? Come on.
It's coming out to PC. It's to be on Steam.
And then, of course, I'm not here now, so I'm just going to start reading stuff. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, of course,
could
coincide with the new Sonic movie.
To coincide with the Olympics that aren't happening right now.
Yeah.
But Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, up until this show, I've looked at it and been like, that game doesn't look very good. But I think they sold me on. I think they sold me on it.
There are really only 2 games I'm interested in this summer, and they're both Switch games: Super Mario Maker 2 and Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So that's my June game and my July game, pretty much.
So you're getting Mario Maker 2?
Yes, and the funny thing is, I may never make a level.
My kids love Mario Maker, Todd. Yeah. Love it. Like, the kid tries to make me play his levels all the time, and then he laughs. He's like, I put that there. I'm like, and I'm just like, dude, I know you put that there. It's just as Mario, and it's almost impossible to do stupid little jumps. I get it. And so it's just that's my life. Play Mario Maker.
I'm terrible at making levels, but I like playing other people's levels.
My concern about Mario Maker 2 is that they haven't fixed the issues that they had with the first game, which specifically were like, I couldn't send Todd specifically. I couldn't just message him and say, play my level. I said, oh, here, Todd, here's a code. Why don't you enter this code in, and then you can play my level. Like that stuff, the sharing aspect of a game that's made for sharing was bad. Like real bad, and I haven't seen anything that has shown me otherwise.
That's just Nintendo, man. Nintendo's just never done that.
I know, but it's not. They need to fix it. They need to get somebody to say no. That's not the right way to do it.
Did I miss anything when it came to VR? Because I have an Oculus, and I have hardly played it since I bought it.
They had an entire press conference just for VR. And
I'm gonna have to go find it.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. IGN, I think, has the press conference on their site. But
Upload VR, I think it's called.
They have a game called Robin Hardcore Online Soup Shenanigans, and this looks like a ripoff of Splatoon. Legitimately a VR ripoff of Splatoon.
Steve is saying that Boneworks looks really good.
Is that a VR game?
Yes.
I had to look. Yeah, I bought it. I bought the Oculus around Christmas, with the extra sensors and all that stuff. And I think the total playtime on it maybe is 30 hours since December. And I could go in about, I think I talked about VR the last time I was on here. So I'm trying to find something that might make me really want to jump in and play it. And maybe Boneworks is it. I'll have to look at it. So I appreciate it, Steve.
All right.
Can I ask you guys a question? No, wait, before you get, I don't want you to answer that question yet. I have one other question I want to ask before that one. And I would like the answer to this question.
Why am I so gorgeous? Yeah, my mother just made me that way.
No, that's going to be our 4th question.
Okay.
So the next question is, when I was watching the press conferences, I got real excited for 2020 for a lot of March games. It looks like we're going to have a lot of second quarter games again, just like we did this year. I didn't see much that's coming out holiday season, and got kind of concerned. I mean, there's things here and there, and even I'm looking through the site Jim just gave us through E3 recap, and it's reminding me. That's what reminded me that a lot of these games I'm not going to see till 2020. I'll see, things like not even Watch Dogs, which is the one I'm excited about. But so I'm concerned. I'm concerned about any game coming out around the holiday season.
Everyone's getting out of the way for Modern Warfare's re-release.
Oh yeah, there is that, huh?
What? Why did you both sigh? It actually looks really good.
I'm sick. I'm done with COD forever.
In terms, I've always been into Call of Duty primarily for the campaign stuff, and it looks like they're doing.
Whoa! You wait, what? You just said you're into Call of Duty for the campaign?
That's right.
Did you?
I played enough of multiplayer, but that was never my draw for those games.
Jeez,
because don't you Pete's me,
dude? Who plays Call of Duty for the single player?
This guy, because I'm not good at multiplayer games.
Oh man,
I'm playing against Steve, and then I can shoot him.
Oh, get good, scrub.
I am not good. Not anymore. not anymore.
Don't you remember back in the day we used to play Street Fighter together, Jim?
I do, and I was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
we used to play Street Fighter, Jim.
But then Street Fighter 5 came out, and they took out Honda.
Yeah, and it was garbage. Street Fighter 5 is absolutely garbage, so don't worry about it.
Okay, so whatever. Call of Duty's coming out, but what role-playing games are coming out? What are there any racing games coming out? Because there certainly isn't any kind of Forza game coming out unless it's a top-down game. So what else is coming out in the fall?
What else is coming out in the fall? Link's Awakening.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
That game looks wonderful.
I'm okay with that.
Pokemon.
Yes, Pokemon.
Well, that's November, so kind of. I mean, here's your Christmas season, right?
Okay, you guys just named 2 Switch games. What is a cross-platform PS?
Breakpoint's coming out.
Okay.
And
I just feel like it's kind of
yeah.
No,
you're not wrong. It's a light holiday season, and everyone loaded everything into 2020. And what's also kind of weird.
Shenmue 3. Come on.
No.
What? Absolutely.
No.
Doom Eternal? That's coming out.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Doom Eternal's coming out.
Battlefield 5, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, Star Wars, but last year there was a number of games I was pretty excited about. This past fall was huge. Red Dead Redemption 2, Spider-Man.
It's been a pretty consistent trend that games like big titles have been moving to like the March timeframe.
Yeah,
primarily I think because of the whole the year closes, in July, or the year starts in July, so it's a money thing, right? They want that big hit at the end of their fiscal.
I don't see. I'm okay with that. I'd rather spend my money earlier, mid year. I'm already spending enough when it comes around Christmas. I don't need to dump tons more money into it. So I'm okay with there being a couple, like Pokemon coming out. We'll spend money on that. That'll be great. Doom Eternal. There we go. I just dropped $100, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And one thing I need to ask you guys before we get to Todd's ever-present question is, did you guys see anything with Xbox Scarlet that made you interested in that system?
Yeah, because Jim was trolling everyone on Twitter about that when they said they were excited about it. Yeah, I did, Jim.
You did? What did you say?
Drive. I'm excited about that.
Okay, PlayStation 5 has it too.
So, but
you could put an SSD into your PlayStation 4 right now. Keep going.
You can, but it's not going to be a very big SSD. I put a hybrid SSD HD or hybrid SSD card into my PlayStation, and it's fine. But I like the idea of a lot of the things they're doing a lot of the same things that PlayStation 5 is going to do. But if I tend to like Xbox more and tend to enjoy that environment, that infrastructure more, then if they're doing the same thing, I'm going to go with Xbox, which is what I've done every iteration so far.
I only played Xbox because 360 was so large, but now that Sony has finally caught up with the PS, well, I can't say finally caught up, but they feel like they skipped a generation, right? PlayStation 3 lost to Xbox, and then now the PlayStation 4. I don't know numbers, but to me, PlayStation 4 seems bigger. I could be wrong. I'm probably
they've sold more.
I assume they did, but I didn't know. Now that both the consoles are pretty much the same, I'm going to go with the Sony console, just like I have in all previous generations, except for Xbox 360.
I have both One X and I have a Pro, and I have less issues with my X than I do with my Pro when it comes to cross-platform type games that are on both systems. To the point where like Destiny 2 was almost mind-numbing trying to get it to work on my PlayStation. But I had no problems. I had to go buy a copy so I could play it on my Xbox. The one thing, and this is going to be semi-controversial, the thing that I have always felt about Microsoft and Xbox versus Sony and PlayStation is that Microsoft and Xbox has always seemed more customer-centric and interested in making changes for the benefit of the customer than Sony and PlayStation have. Sony and PlayStation will give me the environment. They'll give me the place to play my games, the platform, and say, hey, good luck. If it doesn't work for you, well, then you suck, not us.
And, I think that Todd, that's part of the culture of Microsoft here is that if I remember the quote correctly, someone somewhere from Microsoft came out and said they're a software company, not an operating system company anymore. So, you've got the ecosystem between Windows 10 and your Surface and your Xbox and all of your other hardware and stuff. So yeah, they're going to be more user friendly when it comes to this because Sony's so large, right? Sony's not just a software company. Sony is a, hardware company, really, first and foremost. So it would make more, I agree with your point. I think it makes more sense that Xbox usually is more user friendly.
I like the way you articulate it. That makes sense to me. So, okay. All right. Good. I like it, Jim. Or Adam and Jim. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about Scarlet.
You're talking to the wrong guy about Scarlet. I'm PC through and through, but I'll end up buying it just so I can watch 4K movies or buying one of the two.
One other thing, you guys actually brought it up last week as kind of a precursor to a lot of stuff that we saw this week. Is all the subscription services that now everyone has.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I can't buy all this stuff, and I'm not going to buy all this stuff. You play Plus for $15 a month? No. Like the value in that, I cannot see the value in that. The only thing that they really offered there is that it's going to work with Stadia, right? And I'm not interested in Stadia. So I'm if I'm going to buy a Ubisoft game, I'm going to buy the game. I'm not going to go and spend $15 a month on their service.
I agree.
The Xbox Ultimate Pass seems like the best value out of all of them, because it's $15 a month also, and you get Xbox Gold, you get the Game Pass for PC and Xbox, which is cool. But I already don't have enough time to play the single games that I purchase. So I've had this notion in my head that giving away all these games is actually devaluing a lot of what makes games great. Because I don't know about you guys, but with the PlayStation Plus, I've gone in and got my games on a monthly basis, and I don't play them. I add them to my library and I don't play them. I'm like, oh, that's cool, thanks. But
we're not the market, Jim. You and I and Todd are all family men, right? Like Microsoft and Sony and Bethesda and Ubisoft, whatever. They're targeting the 8 to 25-year-old market. I mean, it's a pretty wide range of market. Mom and dad is going to go buy little Timmy Turner that's 12 years old and loves his Xbox, a $15 a month subscription because it gets them out of their hair. I mean, it's a sad truth and reality that a lot of parents do this. We might not sit our kids.
I'm not going to do that.
Right. But like I might, my kid doesn't play that kind of stuff, but he loves Breath of the Wild and he saved up his allowance money and bought the entire, all the downloadable content. And I'm sure if it was a subscription service, we'd find a way to work that out where he's doing chores for it or something. But you get it. It's like these things are for these kids and for the young adults. It's the same people that are playing the Division and screaming after a week because they got to World Tier 4 and they have nothing to do.
Man, that's kind of sad. Like, this is the old man talking then. You're absolutely right? Like when I was a kid and playing games, I still don't feel like I jumped around all that much in terms of
I never played Zelda. I never played the original NES Zelda. I've never ever played it, right? Because my parents couldn't afford it. My first game I ever beat was Little Mermaid on NES.
There you go.
Because that's what we had. And I would go down to the local Felposh and rent a game, and you would rent games. Everyone knows this. You would rent games based on box art, not based on what Polygon tells me. And then that game ended up being garbage, but you played the heck out of that game because that's all you could do for that week for $2.
I totally did the exact same thing.
Yeah. So we just are from a different generation that plays games differently than they play them now. We were, raised differently.
This constant stream of everything at your fingertips feels like it's devaluing like what makes games good.
I can agree with that.
I don't know. But
hey, listen,
everyone's got their own streaming service, and I can't afford it all, and I don't want to afford it all either. So
you can just do what I do, Jim. I went back. I am playing BioShock Infinite again. I told you I've been playing a game for 2013, and I decided the other day. I went, I played this, I beat it, but I never actually really paid attention to it. I'm going to play it again, and I'm loving the heck out of it. So,
yeah, no, I played through God of War finally, the new one.
Oh,
that game's really good. That game's really good. I don't know if you know that.
Really good.
Never played any of the God of Wars, unfortunately.
This one is worth playing, and because you're dad, you should play this game.
Yeah, you would like it.
Is it what was the other one we just beat? Senua's Journey. What's it called?
Hellblade?
Hellblade. Yeah. We actually played that with the kids around and everything. They were like
and freaked them out. Now they need therapy.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, they play. I mean, we do that, right? Like you said, we played The Last of Us with the kids around and everything, and the little girl screams about the zombies. It's fun.
Good times.
It's fun.
And then we play Spider-Man, and they yell at me. They're like, "You're playing wrong. We already did this. You should go here." And that's it's fun.
It's fun too.
Kids.
Yeah.
All right, Todd. We're at an hour.
Yeah. So I have this question, and I've asked it 4 times now. And I hope you answer it now. What was the game that you're most excited about after? I think we've pretty much seen everything now. I don't think there's any other.
Gears of War.
I'm sorry, Adam. It's called Gears 5 now.
Yeah.
I never played 4, so whatever.
There is no of war anymore.
Yeah.
Just Gears.
It's garbage. Gears 4 was garbage. So.
Well, okay. If that's the case, Adam, what game were you excited about that you saw?
Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
And I didn't even see it. Right, because it was just the reveal trailer. But yeah, that's one of my, because I put hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into that first game, and we actually have even the girl and the boy have played it, and I think the boy beat it, girl doesn't. She just runs around naked and does stuff, and she's hilarious. Anyway, the reason I like this game so much is because I have fond memories of it. Because when my wife was pregnant, we were all sitting down. Nikki was playing it. She tamed a horse and she named it Gorjest. She spelled it Gorjest. Gorjest. This was be gorgeous. And so now that has been a running joke in the family that you are, oh my God, you're Gorjest. And so things like that help bring the family together. And plus, I really enjoyed the game.
That's pretty cool. It came from Breath of the Wild. There you go, Jim. Name for the show.
Gorjest.
Mm-hmm.
I named it something else already.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But I can change it because it's not uploaded yet to a podcast, so I can still name it.
What about you?
What about me?
What game did you see that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to play that?
I was told I don't like games.
I know, but
I sent that tweet.
one of the Trinity Force people just happened to say that I don't like games.
And I also asked why do kids like the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We didn't answer that question either, now did we?
You're not the only one.
Oh, there was another one?
There was another Trinity Force member.
Snaggle?
I forget.
Oh, okay. Anyway, what game do you hate the most?
Come on, Jim.
Oh, no, nothing hate. There's no hate here. I was super surprised at this game that I didn't expect to be, because I haven't played any of the previous games for more than like 10 minutes. Ready?
Yeah.
Watch Dogs Legion.
You know what's funny? You just took mine.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead. Why though? Why, Jim?
Because it's impossible that this game is as good as it sounds like it is.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely impossible.
Yep.
Wasn't that like the original Watch Dogs 2?
No.
I thought that was supposed to be like groundbreaking.
I love Watch Dogs 2.
Not Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs also, like the original Watch Dogs.
The first one, no. But the second one was great. Great game. I rarely play games after the game proper is over and I continue to play that game.
Watch Dogs Legion is at a Molyneux level of like ridiculous claims that they can't possibly meet, but I want them to.
Yes, me too.
I totally want them to, because there's no main protagonist in that game.
Yes.
You pick the dude that you want to play as, no matter who they are on the street. You just go over and be like, all right, this grandma over here. And that's like, I know that's the thing that they showed in the trailer, that it was all funny, that grandma was beating up people.
Yeah.
But you can literally have an army of grandmothers being hackers in this futuristic London. And that's fine. And the game will progress in the story with whoever you pick. Whoever's on the street, you can recruit them into your dead sec or whatever they're calling it, which is like basically just what's it called? Anonymous, right? That's effectively what they're going for here. But like,
sorry, Molyneux. I can't even say it. Molyneux.
Molyneux.
Thank you. That was perfect.
It was.
It's true. It's true though. He promised so much stuff and never delivered. Yep. I cannot see. I want to believe.
Yeah.
All right. This is X-Files right now. I want to believe that this game is going to be as good as they say it is. And from what, like, even Brad Shoemaker from Giant Bomb was basically like, they asked him as in the lead up to one of the press conferences, hey, is it really that good? And he had a qualified yes, because he only got to play what they allowed him to play. But like, he's in too. Like, and he got a hands-on. It can't be that good, but I'm super excited for that game.
Yeah, I am too. And they're doing things. So I enjoyed Watch Dogs 2. I thought it was an excellent game. I would have been into this game if it was just one protagonist in London. But the idea of all my protagonists, all my characters be skater punks. They can all be the elderly. They can all be upper class people that are wandering through London if I want them to be, if I want that to be. So I'm very interested. You know, Cam and I talked about, you know, how invested will you be in a character that dies? Because when a character dies, that character is gone.
Yep, permadeath. Permadeath is a part of the game.
Yeah. So how invested are you in that one character you work so hard to build up and work with? So I'm very interested in what happens with this game, and was kind of disappointed that it's another 2020 game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but that's okay, because I'm playing games right now. I'm playing the Sony sale is going on, and they just and I bought Uncharted Lost Legacy that I haven't played yet, so I just started that.
I bought Days Gone and started playing Days Gone because the price was $39, and I thought, okay, I want to play this game. JJ liked the game. JJ will probably listen to the show. And so I thought, okay, he enjoyed it. He played all the way through and platinumed the game. So I'm going to try it out. And he jumps around games like I do. So, so far I've played probably 4 or 5 hours, and I enjoy it. I understand why people had problems with it, but it's a pretty fun open world game. So those sales, when the sales hit during this time of year, I
was going to pick up Days Gone, and then I said, you know what, I can wait. I can wait for that one.
It will go down. But if you haven't picked up Spider-Man, anybody who listens to us, all 20 people, 10 people, all 20 of you need to buy Spider-Man, because at $19.99, that's a no-brainer.
It's $20, really? Wow.
Yeah. It's $19.99.
Division's on sale right now. Division 2.
So it's on
pick
sale.
Pick that up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's another one that you got to get. But $19.99 for Spider-Man, come on.
Yeah, you can't beat that. I think we paid $40 for it, and you know, I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Love that game.
You know, I know this podcast is ending, and I promise this won't take more than a minute and a half. But can we roll this back about 5 minutes when you said that people said you hate video games, Jim?
Okay, all right.
The year was 2009. You and I were doing the Shotgun podcast.
Why are we going back 10 years? What?
I believe there was 3 of us that said you hated video games back in 2009 as well. So I don't know why this comes a shock to you that people would be saying you hate video games now, because you've never been one to come out and be like, I love video games. It's always like, oh man, this is cool, or this sucks.
You're right. Why do I do this?
I don't know. Why do you do it?
I don't know.
He's having an epiphany.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna have existential crisis for the rest of the week until the next time we do a podcast.
If I don't play video games, what do I do?
Well, you did run for
who
a while,
are you?
Right?
Yeah, that's a sore subject right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't bring it up. Anyway, so yeah, video games. Maybe we'll be back in, instead of 3 months, a couple weeks.
Sometime in August.
What's 3 months from right now?
Oh, my birthday.
October.
Ooh.
Oh, past my birthday. Never mind.
Birthday show.
Grandpa Todd will be 51.
September. Yeah.
I enjoy these. That's what
I just think it's because you're not very enthusiastic about it when you talk about it. Is where that really comes from.
I'm not. I'm kind of just and it's 10:15 and I got home from work today and I mowed my lawn and then I was like, you know what? It's June and I still haven't opened my pool. So I hooked up all my pump stuff, took the cover off by myself, which I never do because man, it's heavy. And yeah, so I'm pretty tired. And then I had a KBS and
good beer, delicious.
Didn't have any water, so I was buzzed before the show, and it wore off before the show.
All right, I'll let you go then, buddy. Sorry to keep you so late.
That's fine. I'm glad we did this, Adam.
Good, me too. Now let's do it again in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, that's a tall order.
I know it is. I'm going to try to get you guys in some kind of schedule. It's not every week, but every 2 to 3 weeks. I think
we tried. We tried to do that, and then for some reason it was 3 months, and I don't know. Literally after I told Todd last time, Todd, let's do this every 2 weeks, and Todd was like, "Yes, let's do this," and then it was for 3 months. I don't know.
I don't know what happened. I think it was longer than that. It was literally legitimately February. I looked at it. It was
before Division 2. I know that much.
It was.
It was before. Yeah. 150 hours into one video game.
Yeah. Somebody's tier 5, I'm tier 1.
Yeah, that's nothing. 150 hours is nothing. Okay, that's chump change for video game time.
Sure.
All right, take us out.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, Steve, and whoever else joined us. I know there were some other guys in here, but they didn't say anything. So you can talk. I'll talk back to you. We'll all talk back to you, even if we make fun. It's fine. And
nice guy.
Thanks for Trinity Force Podcast once again for hosting this stuff. Adam, what's your deal with Trinity Force? Are you doing stuff?
Yeah, Trinity for the Trinity Force Network you guys are a part of, or I guess we are a part of because now here I am. The Trinity Force Podcast is going to be ramping back up pretty hard here soon. We just scored a deal with Mobalytics, which is a large league statistic website, and I haven't officially announced it. So here's the kind of official announcement.
Wow. Exclusive.
Right. Love it. This is our E3 episode, so I figured I'd drop something E3 right?
Wow, that was big news.
To anyone who plays League, it's big news. Anyone else?
I don't play League of Legends, but hey, so before we go, I know we just said we're signing off, but have you guys ever played this auto chess thing that everyone's talking about?
No, but Dota apparently has a version of it, right? So
now, yeah, it seems like it's the next battleground in terms of the new game mode. Like we had the Battle Royale, fight of the masses where it was PUBG, it was Fortnite, and then everybody else jumped on. And now this is this auto chess thing where there was a mod for Dota, and then the people who made the mod decided that they weren't going to work with Valve and make their own thing, and that turned into this Chinese-backed Epic Games version of auto chess. So there's going to be a Dota version of auto chess. There's going to be the Epic game auto chess, and then there's one other
Riot.
Yes, Riot's going to make their own version of auto chess too. So I'm intrigued. I think I should probably take a look at it because it sounds interesting, but it has nothing to do with chess.
Yeah, I have no idea anything about it. So
okay, all right. So that's the next big thing. Auto chess.
Get ready.
And Watchdog Legions. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks, see you guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks maybe.
See you in 4 months.